What's up, everyone? This is Hitesh here, and you are watching TechLoots. Today, we are gonna talk about how to buy a motherboard for your PC in 2020. There are a lot of choices in the market for you to choose from, so it becomes very hard to decide that which one will suit you the best, and are you paying extra money when you can get the same motherboard at a lower price. So, to filter out your list of motherboards, let's discuss the features you should look for. Now, the first and foremost thing is the CPU compatibility. If you are looking for a motherboard, then you already must have decided which processor you want. And if you have not, then see my CPU buyer's guide and decide it first. For CPU compatibility, you have to check what type of socket your processor fits in. For example, if you have an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 which needs an AM4 socket type, then you definitely need an AM4 socket motherboard to run it. Now go check your CPU socket and check the motherboards with that socket only. The second crucial thing is RAM support. In this you have to see two things, memory slots and memory channels. The memory slots are the number of physical slots present on your motherboard. That is the number of how many memory sticks you can insert in it. Your motherboard needs equal or more amount of memory slots than the number of your memory sticks. Like if you have bought 4 sticks of RAM, then there is no benefit in buying a dual slot motherboard as your 2 sticks will be wasted. But if you have 2 RAM sticks and you buy a motherboard with 4 slots, then it is even good because you will be having space for future upgradability. The second thing is memory channels. You should check how many channels your motherboard supports and how many do you want to run. For example, if you want to run a quad channel RAM configuration, then you should look for the same motherboard. The next most important thing you should pay attention to is form factor. It is basically the size of your motherboard. The general form factor in increasing order are Mini ITX, ITX, ATX, eATX. You want to check your case that what form factor does it support. A case with bigger form factor will support all the smaller size motherboards but not the bigger ones. For example, an ATX case will support all ATX, ITX and Mini ITX motherboards but it will not support an eATX. So check your case and choose the motherboard accordingly. The fourth thing you should check in a motherboard is if its storage support fulfills your requirements. You should see if it supports multiple M.2 SSDs, how many SATA ports it has, and does it support the Gen 4 SSD you are planning to use. Well, if you are planning to build a multi-GPU PC, then you must already have bought a high-end motherboard, which often supports the multi-GPU setup. But you should always check how many GPUs your motherboard supports so you don't end up with a waste graphics card. The NVIDIA multi-GPU support is called SLI, while AMD's is called Crossfire. The sixth most important thing in a motherboard you should look for is its chipset. It is basically the data flow instructions of your motherboard. It coordinates your CPU with the other components of the motherboard. The chipset you want to use really depends on what socket type you are using and how much you can spend. For example, if you are using an AM4 chipset, then you have choice of chipsets like B450, B550, X470, X570, etc. Now the B series is for the budget consumers and the X series is for premium buyers. The number represents generation. For example, the B550 motherboards are newer motherboards while the B450 is an old gen motherboard. Same is the case with X series and even Intel chipsets like Z series and X99 motherboards. If you are making an enthusiast level PC, then you should go for a high-end motherboard as well to better coordinate with your high-end processor. But if you are making a budget build or mid-level build, then chipsets like B550 will be more than enough for you. If you are planning to run your processor at stock speed, then even a mid-range motherboard will be more than enough for you. But if you want to overclock your CPU, then you should spend a little more on your motherboard for a higher end one as it will help you in getting more clocks with more stability. When buying a motherboard, you should check how many and what IO ports it has and how many do you require. A small form factor motherboard will generally have less IO ports than a bigger one. For example, if you want 5 USB 3.0 ports, then you should look for a motherboard with the same or higher amount of ports. After going through all the above points, you should be able to decide which motherboard you want to buy. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and turn on those post notifications as I will be posting more buying guides on my channel soon.
Watcher to 6 Actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.